Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Zero Phase. This is Eric, and a couple things just to start off. In the last video I got to make a quick correction on something. With the animate diff, I had actually copied the models and the LoRa's into the same directory, and that's why I was seeing too many there. Somebody pointed this out in the comments. I really appreciate that. The feedback always helps. There are files that you download from the link for the animate diff that are LoRa's, so they have the name LoRa in the name. So you want to copy those into your web UI / models / LoRa file, folder. And you dump them in there. Then you can select those LoRa's from here. I actually copied them into a subdirectory called animate diff under that, and from there you can select the different camera motions for animate diff, for the animations. Yeah, that was a completely spaced. I don't know why I didn't see that. Once we got that, then yeah, the camera motion started working. I got to experiment with those quite a bit more to get it to where it looks right. But yeah, I really appreciate the person who pointed that out to me. Definitely helps. So, okay, now what we're going to be talking about in this video is an extension called Replacer. I had a couple of people talk to me or ask me after I did my tutorial on in-paint anything. What they were curious about is like, hey, Photoshop's got this generative fill option where you just mask out the area you want, tell it what you want, it's there, and it does it. So I started looking around and I found this extension. It's not too old either. And what they're doing is they're combining a couple different functions. They're actually combining the functionality of in-paint anything because you have to have that installed along with a couple other models. And so what this allows you to do is literally say you put in what you want it to replace. So you describe what in the image what it is you want to replace or change, and then you have your positive prompt, which basically tell it what you want to replace it with. You give it your negative prompt, and then you drop your original image here, and it goes through and it replaces it, and it works fantastic. So what I want to do is we're going to go through the process of showing you where to get this, how to get it installed, and we're going to show you how to use it. So first things first, under your extensions, you're going to be looking for two different extensions actually. So if you go to, not this one, sorry, that's part of it, but not that one. So if you go to SD Web UI Replacer in GitHub, do a search for that. And I'll put the link in the description as well. So you're going to come down here, it gives a little description, and then the install instructions. You want to install the SD Web UI Segment Anything extension first. That's the in-paint anything extension. Oh, segment anything. Sorry, not in-paint anything. Segment anything extension. So and basically the replacer uses that to segment out the objects and things that are in the image. So I apologize. Yeah, not in-paint anything. It's a segment anything extension. So you come over here to SD Web UI Segment Anything. It should be in the available extensions as well. So when you do a search for available extensions, load this. You can actually just type in the search segment, and it should be, I think it's like the second or third one down. I've already got it installed, so it's not going to show up in the list there, but it shows up here. So you want the Segment Anything. So it's this extension down here, and then you're going to want the Replacer extension. So first thing you do, install the Segment Anything. Let's bring up the Replacer one here again. Install the Segment Anything. You're going to download this model here, the samhqvitl.pth. You're going to put it in the extension / SD Web UI Segment Anything / models / SAM folder. Next thing you'll do is you can download the LCM LoRa SDV15 model, and you're going to rename it to what they have here, the LCM LoRa SDV15 Safe Tensors. And you're going to put that in the models / LoRa folder. And then you'll install this extension, the Replacer extension. Again, with extensions, These ones are available, so I just selected it from the a list of available extensions. You can just copy the code link right here under code. You just click that, copy it, and you can do an install via URL. Just paste it right in there, install, and it'll install it. Okay, once you get all those set up, you restart your back end. Okay, close the console, however you're doing it. I use Stability Matrix, so I just hit stop and restart, and it restarts it. Then you'll reload the interface, and you should have a tab up at the top now that says Replacer. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way on how to get the plugin installed, which plugins you need with the segment anything and the Replacer plugin, the models that are required, let's dive into this and show you kind of what this does. So with whatever image you're going to use in this, just a couple points of advice. It works better when you have an image that has some pretty well-defined attributes. Okay, things that you can describe fairly easy. I'm not saying you can't do this on other images, but when you have an image that's like abstract, very artsy, a lot of undefined edges, a lot of blurriness, it tends to have a harder time with those aspects of it. So, be that as it may, I'm going to throw an image in here that I created a little while ago. I was messing with, I can't remember if it was Open Pose or something like that. So I got this image here of a ballet dancer in a red dress, got a red ball, got some red things on the floor, and a generic background. Okay, so at its simplest, you can take this and say, let's replace her red outfit with a blue outfit. So you just say red dress. And then down here you'd say, let's say black dress. We shouldn't have to modify anything else. In its default form, it should be able to identify that and replace it. Now, we'll just run it, see what it does, and it's usually pretty quick too. I'm not going to have to pause the video on this because it'll just pop it out. There you go. Super simple stuff. I mean, obviously, I put just red dress. I didn't say red ballet dress, and so it just put a kind of a, looks like more of a cocktail dress than anything. So let's say ballet. I'm assuming that's spelled right. Let's run that again, and it should throw it out pretty quick. And there you go, red ballet dress. That's gorgeous. That works really well. Okay. And when you're ready, let's say you like that image and you're ready to move forward, you just drag and drop that over here like that and place it in there. Let's say we don't want that red ball there. Let's say we want a dog of some kind. Let's say red ball, ugly troll. I'll show you some of the more advanced settings, but that should just take that red ball and convert it into something that fits in that space. Yeah, we got ourselves an ugly little troll on the floor there. As you can see, it kind of fit it into the same space that the ball was taking up, and we can modify that. So before I move any further, a couple of points to take note of. When you're working with this, you do need to use an in-painting model. I use Zavoya RPG Artist Tool V3 in-painting. It does require the VAE to go with it. It doesn't have it baked in, but you may want to choose a different in-painting model. Okay, it's your choice. So let's say we want to give this troll or replace it with something that's not just going to be restricted to the space that the ball was taking up. So let's come over here to our advanced options. In here we have several things. You got steps, box threshold. I'm not entirely sure what that does. I messed with it and it completely changes the entire image, so I just leave it at the 0.3. The mask expand is what we're looking at. What this does, it says, hey, take it, I think it's 35 pixels out beyond the object that you detect. So the detection will find the object and create a mask around it, and then what it does is it expands that mask by however many pixels we specify here. So in this particular instance, you can kind of see a little bit of an outline there. It went out that far, or that's where the ball was, and then it just replaced it with this. So there's two things we want to modify here. I don't like the fact that there's a little bit of an edge there, so we're going to increase the mask blur. This will help blend that edge a little bit so you don't see so much of an edge. The other thing we're going to expand is the mask expand. We're going to actually bring this out. I want to give it plenty of room. I want to go all the way to 80 pixels out. So it's going to come out to somewhere like out here, all the way around, and it's going to in-paint that and hopefully give us a troll that's actually standing there. We can specify standing too, so that it knows that there should be legs, a body, obviously to stand there. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there and run that. Should pop that out pretty quickly here. Let's see what it does. There we go. So we do have a troll there, and he's standing right there, and he's an ugly little sucker, isn't he? So, you could have a lot of fun with this. We can do ugly troll dressed. Let's say he's doing ballet with the ballet dancer, dressed as a ballet dancer. Hit run on that. Sorry, I don't know why that's making me laugh so hard. But yeah, so you get the idea. You can put that in there. Now, if you want to make it bigger, you can give it more mask area. Let's see what else we can modify here. Let's change this config scale back up to a normal 0.7. Padding is kind of like the padding in in-painting, where it will pad the area around what it's trying to in-paint, giving it more context to the surrounding area. I don't know if we need to do that because it will. I think it'll actually shrink it. But if we take the padding down to 10, I want to see what that does. It kind of kept it the same size. Kind of makes me wonder if what we ought to do is specify large. And we're going to bring the padding back up to 20. I don't think we need to mess with that. The SAM model, grounding Dino model, we don't need to change anything with that. There is a different model that's a little bit bigger, but when I tried to use it, it just errored out, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's hit run on this. See if we can get that troll to be a little bit bigger. Oh, he does not want to get any bigger, does he? Let's increase that mask area all the way up to 100. I don't know if you could go beyond 100. Typically, you can't go beyond the slider, even if you manually type it in. So, let's see what it throws out. Larger area, so it's taking a little bit longer. It's I like that one. That one works. All right. Dressed in a black outfit like that one, and it's black because we expanded that padding area to include some more context around this here, or the mask area, sorry. So yeah, definitely working working it. Okay, so we're gonna just drop that in there like that. Okay, we got ourselves a little troll ballet person in addition to the woman. So, and let's change the background. So we're going to do, let's see, I've not had much success just putting background. Let's just put wall. And then we're going to put in stage set. Fantasy. Let's try just fantasy stage set. Let's go back to here. We're going to drop the mask expand down to 35. We'll just leave it at 35. Let's see if it's able to identify the wall and replace just the wall. And there you go. Wow. I'm not sure I like that there, but and it also replaced her hands. I think part of that is because of the mask expand. For something like that, if we don't want it to replace or change the arms, we'd want to reduce that down as much as possible because it's identifying the entire background, and we don't want it to modify the existing. See how you can see it still blurs the edges a little bit? But it did a much better job there. With that one, you could actually go all the way down, probably like 4, to try and reduce that edge there. I think the mask blur might be helping with how it's blurring there too, so that you could probably reduce down to 4 as well. Yeah, so we're getting our definition back on that. So that looks great. We got the shadowing. We got this background. We can actually change the background stage to whatever we want on that. You see how I blended that in nice. We got some steps. You're getting a good idea of what this can do. So this is awesome. We could even put in here, let's say we like that. Let's just change that, drop that in there. We are going to change, bring the mask expand up a little bit here. I'm going to change the wood flooring. Let's change that to white tile. God, what is it called? Mosaic. Tile mosaic. Mosaic. And let's run that and see if it's able to identify the floor and just replace the floor. It's interesting. Yeah, I did it. Kind of angled it a little weird. I'd probably rerun into that a few times, but it's interesting. It kept these little red, the sashes that were there before are now kind of part of the tile. So with this, probably what I would do is the denoising strength. I would actually bring this down and I would change this to original because I want the original angle, even almost the style, but I definitely want it to change. So we're going to do that. There you go. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I mean, it's not the mosaic I was thinking. I didn't really specify the type of mosaic, so it's just kind of throwing in a tile floor. I would even go so far as to reduce this down a little bit more to see if it'll maintain a little bit more of the proper angle on that. Yeah, so we're getting the red sashes back, but we definitely have a tile going on, shadowing. Yeah, that's not bad. That works good. Now, it has this high-res fix here. I've not played with that. Let's just see what that does. Upscaler for image to image. High-res fix. We got... No, I want ultra sharp. High-res steps. Use sampler. Let's try UniPC. High-res denoising 0.35. Should be fine. Limit render size. Let's just apply that again. Yeah, it's not working. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. I need to look into that. Again, this is not a function I've played with before. So we'll have to figure that out. Anyway, as you can see, I have a lot of fun with this. Let's get that image back up there. And honestly, you could take this, throw this over into, say, image to image, and finish up doing whatever you need to do, or even the in-painting, and continue developing the image into something that's a little more specific to what you want, and get something that looks awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this, and this tool is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to just do a quick comparison between Replacer and in-paint anything. So Replacer is, I would say, almost a little easier to use. It's not going to be surgical. It's not going to be you can be specific, but you got to have a little more leeway as to what it gives you. Okay, in-paint anything, on the other hand, is going to be very specific in the sense that it has the ability to generate that mask. Excuse me, I should say identify all the objects in it and create a mask that you can just select. So you don't have to specify red ball. You don't have to specify red dress. See, it gives you this nice mask thing that all you have to do is say, bam, select those two things. And down here I can say black ballet dress. And let's create the mask first. I've already done a video on this. You can jump into that, do a quick look for that. Expand mask iterations. We want to expand the mask 4 different times, okay, which should mask out the rest of it like that, and that's it. All we do is run in-paint anything, and what it'll do is it'll take our positive prompt and replace what's there with what we specified, just like that. So you have 2 different options on this. Both of these give you a lot of power to be able to modify your image, okay. To add objects. Now, a lot of people were asking about, like, how can this be done in such a way as like say generative fill in Photoshop. With generative fill, you can actually add things in. So you're not able to specifically add stuff into an area. I can't just draw an area in here and add it in there. I'm not sure with inpaint anything if we could do that either. I think we can actually. So like if I select this, and let's just come over here and mask out this area here. Actually, let's do this. Let's wipe that out. Create mask. And we're just going to come over here. I have not done this yet before. So we're going to do this right here where there's nothing. There's nothing there other than a floor, the wall, and some sashes, right? And we're going to expand mesh. Let's see. We want to create the mask. Where's the trim? Oh, there we are. So I apologize. So add mask by sketch. Oh, whoops, we lost the mask. Let's do this again. Let's add that in there. Add mask by sketch. Okay. And now we got a mask right there. So now what we can do is come over here, and this would be like the generative fill or the ability to add things in. So let's say we want to put in a stack of colorful blocks. And just leave it at that. So let's try and see if that allows us to do that. Yeah, it did not do it. So again, there's probably some advanced options. We'd have to mask area only. So let's configure sales seed. The iterations just means how many images it's going to generate for you. Cleaner, in-paint web UI, control net, in-paint, and mask only. Yeah, there's probably a way to emphasize stuff a little bit more. Like if we do this, just to increase that masked area and then just run in-paint again. Let's see if it gives us something here. I know the video is pretty much done. I'm kind of messing around. There we go. Sometimes it's just about giving it enough context, a big enough area for it to actually do something, right? So there you go. So you can actually add stuff in. Maybe we don't want that particular mask. So let's come over here and let's go create mask. Let's say we want to give her different kind of hair. Well, let's just say long white hair. Let's generate that mask. Run the in-paint. With this, it'll probably do it right off the bat. And I'm going to explain why. So the reason the box didn't work is because there's not a lot there for it to work with. It's got a floor and a sash. So to add an object in, it's really where it's almost like you've got to give the AI pixels to work with. You know? And by expanding the mask to include her leg and up here, gave it a little more context as to what it was working with, and that's why I was able to add the box. The mask up here already is masking out hair and something that looks like hair, and so it was able to actually do that. Now, I don't like how it blurred this here too much. I think that's going to be part of my settings and how it's doing that. But you get the idea. So you can have a lot of fun with this. Something like that you could do here as well. You know, you could say black hair, or not even black. I wouldn't mention the word black. Say hair and red sash. And then down here you just do long white curly hair. And then run. Oh, you know, it was giving me this error before. I think I have to reload my back-end interface. Okay, we've got the back-end reloaded. Let's just try that one more time. Let's see what it does here. I don't know if that has something to do with the in-painting models and, like I said, switching over to the in-paint anything. I've had some weird stuff happen with in-paint anything and how it manages those models. Yeah, it's giving me this weird issue. I think I might have to reload the whole thing. But here's the thing. You get the idea. This has been a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to have a ton of fun going in and whether it's using Replacer or in-paint anything, being able to have surgical precision to modify specific things in your image or even to add stuff into your image is going to give you a lot more power, a lot more control over what's going on in your images. So we'll catch up to you later with our next video, and like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell for our new videos, and we'll talk to you later.